All right, folks, we're going to finish the counters today. I think we left off at 7, so we'll go to 8. 8 is force to force. So Paul comes through, basically reverts back to 6. So watch the sticks. They just went vertical. I grab. It's that simple. I wait for the canes to go vertical, and I just intercept and pull. There's another version that I've seen with the professor. If he's holding both, I'll grab this and he'll tumble up underneath the upper arm. Okay, just a little bit of an option, but the key here is waiting for those canes to go vertical and either take over with leverage here. You can grab here, but this gives you a little more leverage, and you just take away, which is really no different than number 4. Okay, number 9 is force to force. I'm going for the other knee. Watch his hands; they just came together. I simply slip in and I grab both elbows. Okay, better angle this way. It's force to force. As all this comes together, I take advantage of it. I go to here. There's an opportunity to come in and above and capture this and pin, but that's up to you. When the hands come together, I grab them both under, or I go under and over, close to the chest, so that I can pin this or step on this or hook this and then push. But I'm waiting for these to align, so to speak. Here, boom, and then either both or one. But I'm in close proximity to the chest. I want control of the body. All right? 10 comes in. He's going to go underneath.
I'm sorry.
That's right. Here. That's the disarm. Okay? What I'll do is before he gets me up, before he gets my knife edge up, which makes me weak and susceptible to center lock, what I'll do is I'll drop the stick. I'll go to here and I'll drop this, and I'll simply grab this and hook this. Okay? Once he gets you knife edge up, you're much more vulnerable to the disarm. So I thrust. I drop this to avoid my knife edge. I grab this, and I roll off and lock. Okay? There is another version. It's complicated. I get to here. I make sure he doesn't get my knife edge. Professor would grab this and pull this down. He may even grab from underneath, but I'm kind of a little tied up here myself. But I have seen him grab the opponent's stick as well. But I have a tendency to stick to this. I drop this, avoid the knife edge up, and I roll this out. There it is. Okay, we'll do it this side once so you see. I give him 10. I don't let him get this. I drop this, grab this underneath, and you're already in your armbar. Okay? We're going to skip 11 and go to 12. 12 basically becomes number 5. It's the roof block. He comes through and comes across. That's your 12. I simply, like 5, I jump on board and I take this arm. Oh, and I go to single lock. On this side, I give him 12. He comes across, and I can take this arm, or like we did earlier, as he keeps coming across, I grab this one and go into an armbar. It's preference. So basically 12 becomes 5. This arm into single lock, or I wait for the other one to go by me and I grab. There's impact, and there's armbar. Okay? Number 11. I don't like number 11. Keep in mind, one man's humble opinion, the traditional 12 angles of attack. Number 11, 6 was parallel to the ground, to the chest. 10 was to the eye, parallel to the ground. 7 parallel to the ground. 11 parallel to the ground. But if you look at the position of my arm parallel to the ground, boy, I'm in an awkward spot here. Okay? I no longer teach the number 11 strike parallel to the ground. I teach it based on watching none other than master of Tappy Tappy, Roland Rivera, who moves like the wind. I watched him throwing some 7s one day, and it was offline, oblique, and upward. Smooth as they come. So my 11 strike went from parallel to the ground to, it's still to the eye, but it's upward. Okay? That said, it changes the disarm. The traditional number 11 disarm was based on that parallel to the ground strike. He does this, and that's the disarm. It's kind of outside and awkward, There's no positive grip involved. But that's the traditional strike and that's the traditional disarm. Because I've changed the angle of my stick, now it's lower, he's probably not going to have that option. So what we've done is we've basically inserted the number 2 disarm. Okay, I give him the modified 11 strike. He enters and takes over into the number 2 disarm. Okay, more sound, faster, efficient. There's the punch, there's the strike, it doesn't matter. Now that he's doing the number 2 disarm, I revert to, if that comes up and he keeps going, I have this, or I go for the neck. I give him this, comes here, and here it is, boom, bang. Okay, so this side, instead of the parallel number 11, I'm upward, so that takes away that initial counter. But see, that's already in place. This number 2 disarm works really well here. He brings it up, he goes too far, I grab and take the upper arm. Or if he's a little too quick and he gets past that point, I go to the neck. There's the headbutt and there's the trap. Okay, so 11 used to be this. I've changed it to this. Same target going to the eye, but that modifies the disarm. He now reverts to the number 2 disarm, which requires switching the counter as well. Okay, so 8 was here at the bottom. He went to here and I grabbed this. Simple. Wait for the canes to come together. 9, we wait for the wrists to come together. It's here, and I grab both, or I go underneath, over the top, and I can push. Okay? 10, I drop this to stop my knife edge from being exposed, and I roll out of this. There it is. 11 has been modified. 11 becomes basically 2. It's here, or to the neck. Bang, boom. Just make sure if you headbutt, yours is thicker than theirs. That's all I'm going to say about that. 12 has always been basically 5. It just starts with a roof block. Boom, to here, to there. I have those 2 options. I have either wrist. I go to here and take this, go into single lock, or I wait for the other hand to come by me, and I take that one. Bang, bang, boom, arm. Okay, that finishes the counters. Please remember, the 12 angles of attack were traditional, decades old. Professor created the disarms based off of those very same traditional disarms. He then created the counters, all traditional, following one another in succession. If you tweak any part of that process, particularly the strike like we did with number 11, that's going to have a domino effect on the counter, the disarm, as well as the counter. Some of these counters are very effective, very efficient. Others not so much. They're there for you to decide. But what I find is when you're learning these counters or training them, you're looking for the weaknesses or the points where they become the most vulnerable. You know, for example, number 10, he gets my knife edge exposed. My knife edge is up. That's what makes me vulnerable. Or when he goes to do, for example, the number 6 disarm, the canes are parallel. Now that's a great opportunity for me to jump in. So training these counters, we didn't just learn the 12 counters. We started to realize where we could learn to exploit or interrupt the disarm. Not necessarily in the same place every time. Okay, hope you enjoyed. Work on them. Any questions, let us know. Thank you, sir.